Hello, this is Dan Collins. I am a technical seller for HCL Digital Experience. And today what we're going to do is talk to you about what is HCL DX, also known as the platform of trust. HCL DX is a platform, unlike an application like maybe a Squarespace that builds a website for you. HCL DX is to help you deliver content, applications, and connections to business backend services to a device of your choice, whether it's a website, a phone app, a kiosk, or React components applications. It is about the experience you have in transacting digitally. That's what HCL Digital Experience is about. Now, DX, a team sport, meaning everybody's involved. To build a great digital experience, you have IT people, you have developers, and you have marketers and business users that come together to make this experience happen. And that's important to know because that's how you build it. Right? Everybody can be involved. And it's very important that people in the business involved because they're closest to knowing the business than the IT person or the developer. Some of the core capabilities you see listed out there in the hexagons on the right. Form builders, digital asset managers, personalization capabilities, and journey orchestration, among other services. And that is all the services, or many of the services, that you need to build that digital experience. Customers use HCL DX in many different ways, and with many different categories of software out there, right? It could be direct content delivery. It can be self-service. I come in and I need some customer support or need to return an item and things like that. So that's your self-service part of an application. It could be about account management, right? You log into your financial institute and you transact. Another way is through supplier portals or dealer portals. Maybe your business has several machines that have a maintenance schedule. Well, then you can interact with what the maintenance is with your supplier or dealer portal, right? You go to websites for commerce, right? You buy things. And so HCL DX supports commerce websites. You use the commerce software integrated with HCL DX, and then it's a more full experience, not just purchasing something, but then there's the customer service, customer support, delivery, knowledge of the product, socialization of the product, and so forth. And the last categories, and there's many other categories, by the way, internet application. And this could be what we always think of as your HR systems, and you find colleagues and things like that. But it could also mean applications to deliver products, right? Where you have multiple built in-house applications that you connect together with a workflow and visibility across those applications. So it's not just limited to your HR portals, but communications, working across various systems and applications to have that experience to be able to complete the business process. What we want to go through here is, where does HCL DX come into play, right? And talk about the problems that customers face, whether they're government customers or commercial customers. So you have a front stage, and you design the content and you deliver your content, right? That's the touch points. And then you have the backstage, right, where you have inventory, you have contracts and third-party systems together, working with data collection and reporting, all that back-end system data information and frankly, marketing information sometimes. And you have a gap between those. How do you connect that front stage with the backstage to make it a full digital experience? If you're only doing the front stage, it's only half done, half baked. So what are the frictions on a customer journey, right? So a customer journey, let's think about what that is. Customer journey is somebody finds out about your services or your software or your website, and they come and they do that transaction, and they're satisfied, and maybe they get some customer support, and then they come back the next time, right? So that's kind of the journey. There's friction in the journey when it's not all digital. And some examples are on this page, right? You fill out a mortgage application, and what do you do with it, right? You download a PDF file for the mortgage application, and then do I mail it in? Do I call my mortgage service provider? What do I do, right? And so it's from the digital to the physical that can happen. And sometimes it's about going from a website to a phone app, right? Let's say I want to get some service from my healthcare provider, and I go to the website, get some information, but later I'm using on my phone to finalize the transaction, and I can't do it because the system doesn't exist both on the website or the phone app, right? So there's a gap and there's friction. I can't finish the job. And the key to a great digital experience is going where people are. And that's what HCL Digital Experience does for you. Okay. Now, what do customers want? They want to make sure that their data is secure and private. They want to be known, but they also want to be known, and they want relevant information for themselves, right? We're starting to call this hyper-personalization. There's personalization, and then, really knowing who the person is, hyper-personalization. Breakdown of silos and empathy, which, if you put it all together, the real word is we want trust. So that's when you link up the back-end systems and the front end, you have HCL Digital Experience putting that together. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you go into an airline app and you're choosing a seat, and it tells you, we'd like to go to the website for you to choose your seat. That is friction there too. If you bring it all together, the app should be able to do it all itself, right? The personalized experience should be fully available to wherever you are at, and not having to go to other places or change from digital to the physical world. And that's what HCL Digital Experience is all about. The fastest, and we talked about team sport. The fastest way for practitioners, those building the site, developers in IT, is deliver that digital experience at the intersection of content, applications, and processes. And they're all together, and it can be accessed any place that you are at. Now, this content and applications, we build it for the web, it should be built for phones and websites and so forth. And sometimes we are in headless environments. That's where the APIs come in. And HCL Digital Experience makes sure it works hard at being able to deliver in a headed environment, which that's kind of like a website, or a headless environment, and that could be your kiosk or your phone apps, you're delivering that personalized information that you've built and put together, and that it can be delivered any place. And so that's one of our key values that DX has. But again, just like we talked about before, business users should be able to do this stuff, right? And that's what it's all about. We want the business user. It expands the usage of DX. Now we have many customers in the energy sector. One of them is Oklahoma Gas and Electric. The customer interaction website is built on HCL DX. You can create your new service, pay your bills, see what the transaction list is all about, and see what the weather, if there's outages and so forth. All that is on the HCL DX, and you can interact all in the same site or app and get all this information. We work with other providers as well. Now, we call the HCL digital experience the total experience, because you're interacting on websites, you're building your digital assets, and then you're delivering it on sites and in the multi-experience, right? So in addition to DX, which is the base, but you also have Volt MX, right? And what Volt MX is multi-experience. MX is meaning multi-experience. So it's a development tool to build applications for phones. It can connect to back-end resources and be a API orchestration tool. HCL Unica is marketing automation to build campaigns to interact with your customers on their various journeys and deliver the personalized experience based on customer data platforms, for example, and do the segmentation and targeting that is expected in a digital experience. HCL Discover is our analytical tool, and it can see the behaviors of customers on a site. So it can go at a very granular level of seeing if somebody's having trouble with a particular transaction, or it can segment and gather the analytics of how people are interacting with the site and if things need to change in order to serve the customer better. So that is a key component to building that DX. So today, that's what we wanted to talk to you about. That's the base level of HCL digital experience, and I hope you enjoyed this.